Hello, welcome to Politics on the Wheel, Will J, and this is Elite TV. The presidential candidate of PDP, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the Waziri of Adamawa, who sued the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the United States over the certificate forgery from Chicago State University. Sometime within the week, I think on Wednesday, the Chicago the courts mandated the university to release every document that have to do with Tinubu studying in that school within 48 hours given to the Atiku legal team. But however, as of yesterday, the president through his lawyers file an emergency appeal in order for them to prepare for this document to be handed over to Atiku. And in that emergency suit, the president was asking the judge that they should delay the release of those documents until Monday. That if those documents were to be released as of yesterday, then it will bring a lot of disgrace and tarnishing of its image. Now, one of the things that many Nigerians and people don't really understand about the statement from Tinubu through his lawyers is that he has already admitted that he committed forgery by making that statement. If not, let's come to ask ourselves a simple question here. Transcript or whatever result that is being released from your school, how is it going to tarnish your image that you graduated as a third class, or you graduated at first class, or you graduated as a second class, lower or upper? Which one? I don't really understand. If you look at what is transparent over there, is because President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently in the United States of America. Let's not forget that Donald Trump could not escape the punishment of the United States law enforcement agency as a result of the allegation of the crime that they said he committed while in office. Don't forget that the sitting president of the United States, President Joe Biden, couldn't save his own son, even as a one-time vice president and a sitting president of the United States, but couldn't save his own son from being persecuted by the law in the United States. So the thing is this, under the international laws, the United States cannot arrest or will not arrest President Bola Ahmed Tinubu if found that he is guilty, or if found that the document that have been released by the Chicago State University there is a forgery in there, which is already a criminal offense in the United States as well as in Nigeria here, even though our judicial system say that it's inconsequential. Now, the question now is this, the issue now is this: if they found that he forged this when the Chicago University released those documents, then he will be escorted by the FBI, the NIA, the security force of the United States. They will evacuate him immediately from the United States. And that will bring an embarrassment to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to Nigerian government, to Africa and West Africa. This will bring an embarrassment to black nations. And this is what the legal team are begging. That is why they are begging the courts, that they should not embarrass the president. Because if they release those things, of which Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still within their territory, if he is not the president of Nigeria or any nations of the world, he would have just been handcuffed immediately. But because he is a president and the diplomatic immunity and all of that covers him, as a result of that, he will be evacuated immediately with security escorts. And that is the reason why they are acting all this thing, buying time, so that he will have enough time to leave. And once he move out of the United States over the weekend, the documents can now be released sometime next week. And that is why they filed that emergency appeal that they should delay it till sometime Monday, which is 25th. And the case was held through Zoom yesterday. And what happened is that the judge have already encouraged them to file in their argument by Monday. You see, there is nothing to hide. Many people said, or there is this saying that there is no way you can cover a smoke. So far, it has been lighted. You can never cover a smoke. It must definitely come out one day. And that is the case of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You can keep running, but one day you will face the wrath of the law. Now, the reason why Atiku Abubakar needed this document so desperately now is for the reason that he has not filed in his appeal at the Supreme Court. Remember, only His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi filed in his appeal at the Supreme Court. And as a result of that, they needed this document from the Chicago University in order to buttress their points that Bola Ahmed Tinubu forged his certificate while he claimed that his school in Chicago, and not just that alone, to get the identity of who Bola Ahmed Tinubu is. If we're talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a female, as we saw the certificate circulating on the internet, then it will now show what is the real name of this person. So there is an impersonation here, and of which that's Bola Ahmed Tinubu cannot escape that at the Supreme Court. Even though we have seen what the appeal court did, the tribunal did on the 6th of September 2023, if the Supreme Court go ahead to uphold to that, like I always said, and most Nigerians believe, then it is now in a written form that in Nigeria, imposters, people can impersonate, you can forge, and all of that. That is what the laws now will make it look like, or that is what they stamp it now to be in Nigeria. That is, if it happens that way. But now, the 14 days from the judgment on the 6th of September elapses, I think today or tomorrow. So since the judge have already granted them this, permission to file in the argument by Monday, meaning those documents will not be released until next week. Does that mean that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, I beg your pardon, will be filing in his his appeal at the Supreme Court between today and tomorrow? And if he do maintain on the ground that Tinubu forged, and Tinubu is not the person that they're talking about, and he still stand on the ground of the subpoena that he collected before the tribunal, then when those documents are eventually released, as the court have already ordered the Chicago State University to do, then it will now be another different ball game at the Supreme Court. Thank you for watching this far. For much more of this analysis and what is going on within the Aso Rock and the politics, please stay tuned, subscribe, share this video as we bring you much more updates.